738 days since the last MCU release in theaters. That being Spider-Man Far From Home. Bruh, time waits for nobody. It said to Black Widow and kept moving. Now here we are, summer 2021, getting an opportunity to see her solo adventure that is very, very James Bond inspired with a little bit of Terminator. Y'all gonna see why I said Terminator in a little bit. Whole lot of controversy around that. So let's get into Black Widow. Y'all know what I'm getting ready to say. I'm itching like a crackhead right now. But I got the drinks, cause you know it's lit. I'm gonna talk about this whole motherfucker like you was in the living room with me. Cause this right here is spoiler chill. Black Widow should definitely be dubbed the Corona movie because you have a whole lot of storylines surrounding this movie in the delay category. Oh my God, the emotions. Wanting the movie, demanding the movie, not getting it, losing interest, forgetting it even existed for months, getting hope, having it taken away, the roller coaster that has been the Black Widow experience has been crazy, but we're here getting an opportunity to see her solo adventure. And let me tell y'all this. The way it opened up was intriguing to me because we saw backstory. We saw her childhood for the first time in the MCU. There's a kid, a little girl, going down the street on a bicycle. She got like jet blue hair. Powers. That motherfucker ocean blue. Hold on now. Look, I ain't gonna hold you. I grew up late 90s, early 2000s. Look, my parents would have been like, Marcus, come here. See that motherfucker right there down the street on that bicycle? Stay away from that motherfucker. That's a school shooter. Blue hair. What the fuck? That was definitely the weird kid on the block. I ain't judging though. You know, I know we in 2021, people walking around with orange hair and purple hair, they doing their thing, baby. But damn, in the 90s, ain't having it. And the thing I liked so much about seeing her childhood was you kind of got an opportunity to see the life that Natasha always wanted, that family environment, being close to the people that you love. You see her and Yelena's relationship at a young age, how close they were. But fuckery ensues, right? We got Alexia, who is Red Guardian. He's basically been sent there on a Soviet mission, right? From Russia. And he was told to infiltrate an Ohio science base, but it winds up actually being a SHIELD headquarters. So here he is with this fake family that he was assigned, that he actually wound up really loving and endeared to. They go on the run in the middle of the night, right? And the whole sequence was really well done because we got an opportunity to see some of the skills that makes Natasha who she is today. We saw when her mother got shot and she couldn't fly the plane. We saw Natasha hop her ass up in the passenger seat and get the plane off the ground. We saw her have urgency about protecting her sister when she took the soldier's gun and was pointing it at motherfuckers. Get the strap. She was threatening people. Back up, I'll fucking kill you. I'm like, damn.
Get away from her! Don't touch her! Don't touch her!
They grow up so damn fast, don't they?
So those are like early elements of what made Natasha, you know, the killer, assassin, so many other names that she is today. That was one of my most favorite scenes in the entire movie, the opening credits. And this is one of my most favorite opening credits and the entire MCU, because there's pieces of story that's actually inside of these opening credits. It's not just effects and names popping up that nobody gives a fuck about. It's actually pieces of the story. More MCU films should do this. And they had Teenage Spirit, which definitely kind of set the tone for what they were showing. Natasha's origins as a teen, the Red Room, some of the things that her sister, and so many other young girls went through in that training was definitely deep. And it set the tone for Dreykov and widows all over the world later on in the movie. Don't worry, we're gonna get into Dreykov. That motherfucker, I got incel vibes from him. But we see another great tactic by Natasha after the credits where General Ross is coming. General Ross is in this motherfucker heavy. He's got soldiers coming after her. It takes place probably a few days after Captain America Civil War. And it's a great fake out scene. He thinks she's in this building, but she's not. She's actually on a boat going to Norway. Since we're talking about Natasha, let's talk about the character in this movie. And I have to really give it to the director for this film, Kate Shortland, because sometimes when characters are handled by different people in different franchises, they all have different views of the character and how they should be handled here. We've seen that with Thor, right? Where he was handled one way in the Dark World, but then you saw him in Ragnarok with this snappy, witty comedy. He was handled differently. But Kate Shortland actually kept Natasha pretty consistent to where she was before. So many aspects of her skill set from other MCU films match up. But also, it's the advancement of things we haven't seen before. Like, for example, when she's in that RV, in that trailer home. Yeah, it's a trailer home. When she was in that trailer home, watching that pirated movie, by the way. I know your ass pirated that shit watching on your goddamn laptop. I know you pirated that motherfucker. But anyway, she's watching the movie. And I thought that the entire scene was so cool because we saw the resourcefulness. We saw the ability to survive. We saw her being very capable of completely hiding herself in a different country, under a different name, in the middle of nowhere. She had no problem basically going to another life completely after the Avengers. I like that aspect because we see that in so many other spy-related things. People wearing multiple faces, people changing lives, and we saw that with Natasha. That was mad fucking cool. Now, also, I thought that the combat was interesting in this movie because it was like a little Bruce Willis, Die Hard inspired. If you've ever seen the Die Hard movies, bruh, Bruce Willis be doing some of the most ridiculous shit. This man be getting thrown against brick walls, rolling down the highway, gets hit by trucks, and keeps on running. It's definitely some fucking wild shit that be happening in different action franchises. And that spilled over into Black Widow, where Natasha is falling down buildings with her back hitting walls and AC units on the way down.
Oh, I'm hurt. Oh, my neck, my back, my neck and my back. Oh.
You know, she lands rough, gets up and keeps running. I know the Red Room training was tough. You know, they're talented. They got a lot going on. But damn, does she have the super soldier serum in her? There were no broken bones, no nothing. But it's a superhero film, so I guess that can kind of be excused, right? And of course, with this movie focusing more on her adopted family before the Avengers, we got more emotion from Scarlett in this film than we did from any of her other MCU appearances. Like, the only MCU appearances where I can say I really felt like, oh, okay, that's real emotion, was when she got shot by the Winter Soldier. You saw like fear on her face, like I'm getting ready to fucking die. And of course, Avengers Endgame, when she was talking to Cap, or when she died in Volmir. That's really the only moments where we've seen that from Scarlett. But this movie, she definitely brought it up to another level. David Harbour as Red Guardian, Alexia, he did a damn good job of what he was given. I think more than anything, they made him the comic relief, which is okay because he's already kind of goofy looking anyway, David Harbour. And plus, my man's Red Guardian suit was a little bit tight. You dig it? It wasn't enough room in the stomach area. You get me? So them taking him in the more comedy route was fine for me. It didn't take anything away. Now, what I didn't like is that some of his scenes really drug on. It was almost like somebody wanted to put a laugh track behind some of his scenes. His shit lasted forever. When he was in the prison arm wrestling, they showed him arm wrestling like 20 dudes. I mean, god damn. Chop, chop. I got shit I gotta do today. I mean, god damn. Rachel Reyes, who played Melena, the adopted mother of Natasha and the mother of Yelena. Let me tell y'all this. Early in the movie, I didn't want to judge too harshly because I was thinking, okay, there's a chance that she's playing a role to later on flip. And she was playing a role. So when you saw her at her home during the second act of the film, and she was with the pigs, and she was dry as hell with the damn farm animals, I'm like, okay, whatever. She was dry at the dinner table. I said, alright, whatever. She was dry later on when they were trying to bust the women out of the red room. She was dry. And then I went to her IMDb profile. And I'm like, hold on, nigga. Hold on, wait, she looked familiar. Oh, shit. It's Evelyn O'Connell from the Mummy movies. Well, goddamn. Somebody need to bandage her ass up and put her in the tomb with Hypnotech. Because she was dead as fuck in this movie.
That bitch is dead.
Florence Pugh as Yelena. When I tell you she murdered that shit. When I tell you she murdered it so damn good that honestly she outdid Scarlett. And I love Scarlett Johansson. I have no issue with her. I love her interpretation of Natasha. But damn, Florence murdered that shit. And it was everything about her performance. It was the physical combat, which was here and there throughout the movie. But it was her charisma. It was her energy in every scene that made me want to see more of her and less of everybody else. Whenever she was talking, I found myself leaning towards the TV to see the acting, to hear what she's got to say. Right? The way that she kind of bounced off of Natasha and was her conscious in saying certain things like, hey, that's a bad idea. It took you 15 minutes to come up with that. The little witty remarks were great. It was on point with her.
Okay, you got a plan, or shall I just stay duck and cover?
My plan was to drive us away.
Well, your plan sucks. You're welcome.
Oh, Lord. Jesus, I got to get to this. Y'all knew it was coming. Y'all knew this was coming. Hold on, man. Let me take a drink of my Aquafina, because I'm spitting right now. I got too much gospel. Taskmaster is without a doubt one of the most controversial things from this movie. Look, y'all, it's not Tony Masters. We know that's the guy in the comic books who is Task. It's actually Dreykov's daughter. Long story short, Yelena was on a mission with Hawkeye in Budapest years and years ago. It was her initiation into S.H.I.E.L.D. and she used the little girl as a way to get to Dreykov, and then a bomb went off. So she assumed that Dreykov died and his daughter died. So there's a connection between the two characters in that realm. But when it's revealed to be Dreykov's daughter who's basically being mind controlled, I was like, damn, y'all just took a villain that could have played such a big role in the MCU for the future, and y'all just completely stripped this motherfucker of everything that could have been great personality-wise and mind-driven wise, right? Because there's no personality emanated from Dreykov's daughter because she's a Terminator, basically. She's being told what to do, mind controlled. Hey, go kill that person. Hey, go do this. Hey, go do that. And I was like, fuck, they did not just make it a damn robot. And Kate Shortland, the director, tried to explain it. Well, you know, it's Natasha coming face to face with something from her past. But fuck that. Fuck that shit. At least have Dreykov's daughter be in full mental capacity, right? Because when you see Taskmaster watching this Avengers footage of different people fighting and learning their techniques, you get the perception that this is a personal vendetta. You get the perception that this is somebody who's doing this for their own personal reasons. But then when you see that it's Dreykov's daughter, it's like, Another Taskmaster problem is the lack of action scenes. The lack of fight sequences. Bruh, Taskmaster had 2 fight scenes in this movie. I guess you could say he had 3 action sequences in this film altogether. And I'm talking about the bridge fight with Natasha, which was the best fight in the movie. You saw Natasha's resourcefulness. You saw her determination. You saw her survivability. That was the best fight in the movie. Of course, the chase sequence in Budapest. And then you had the battle against Red Guardian. And I say that loosely. That was it. And every single time you saw Taskmaster, in my opinion, each fight got worse and worse. The first one was so well done, with all of the Spider-Man references, Captain America references, and callbacks to other heroes. When you see him in the second sequence, it's all about the tank that he's driving, just chasing them down. It's a lot of Taskmaster stuff in this movie I didn't care for. With that being said, another thing I didn't really care for is I wanted more details into the Red Room, right? I thought that when Natasha is crying about these women in the Red Room being harmed, or, you know, this big global presence of these widows being manipulated all over the world, I wanted more details into what actually happened, because Dreykov was giving me incel vibes. He was giving me Joaquin Phoenix Joker vibes. You dig? It was some touchy, feely type shit going on.
You're in trouble.
How are you controlling me?
I'm not controlling you, Natasha. Well, not yet.
That was weird. I'll tell the world. Go ahead. That was weird. Weird.
You know, I can see that type of motherfucker using that mind control shit to make somebody do something else. I hate to go there, but y'all know I was gonna go there. That motherfucker's creepy.
Dude, he's like the father of weird shit.
And I kind of wanted to see more of the trauma of the women in the Red Room, because we're supposed to read in between the lines and understand the joke that Yelena had about how they took out her reproductive organs, and the Black Widow scene in Age of Ultron with the ballet and the guns. I wanted to see more of the finer details of the Red Room to really understand what these women went through, because I don't think we got enough of that. The ending is very, very choppy. It was some weird shit. She basically gets down to land. We see General Ross is coming with a whole bunch of vehicles looking to arrest her. The screen cuts to her getting on a Quinjet with the blonde hair she had from Avengers Infinity War to the after credits with Yelena and Val. Huh? We just jumped 3 times for the next 3 scenes. 1, 2, 3. We jumped 3 times. The editing was super fucking weird. I don't know if they had an extra scene that they had shot with her and General Ross that they later on were like, hey, you know, this got to get cut. The movie too long. But damn, it was definitely some weird shit. I ain't even gonna hold you. But Black Widow, what does it get? What does it deserve? Black Widow gets a mother freaking B-. Ain't gonna hold you, bruh. Ain't gonna hold you. And before anybody say, Marcus, we want to know, did you go to Pirate Bay? Did you go to Yiffy? Did you go to Kick-Ass Torrents? Did you go to 123movies.net? Of course not, officer. Of course not. I actually bought the movie on Disney Plus Premier Access. I'm a sucker like that. That's right. I paid $30 for this movie. I did that. Anyway, it's been weird, but it's been real. Got a lot of videos to edit, so get out of here, bitch.
When I pull up, she gon' look though. Look at he mad, ain't look, bro. She bad as hell, but can't cook though. It don't matter, but you still watching me while I did it for the look though. 100 feet worth of drip, don't drown this fly shit, that's the look though. And look though, I'm the wave, you can look though. I'm something different, I don't think you get it, but I still did it for the look though. Look though.